I've been reading with interest about the effort to track down the truth about where the coronavirus originated. I also read an article today about a journalist trying to probe the reasons as to why there's an uptick in mass shootings lately. Terrible things. But what many people don't seem to realize is that the whole concepts of both truth and purpose are biblical ideas that don't fit well into a purely evolutionary system. Let me explain. See, what it comes down to is that evolutionary naturalism can not reliably lead you to truthful reasoning. The principal function or purpose of our cognitive faculties is not that of producing true or near true beliefs, but instead that of contributing to survival by getting the body parts in the right place and perceiving survival and threat properly. So if our cognitive faculties are the result of natural selection and genetic mutation, we really have no basis to presume they're giving us mostly reliable information. At best, it's 50-50. And if that's the best, then I have every reason to be suspicious of every thought I have. It could just as well be false as true, and I have no mechanism by which to determine otherwise. Therefore, I cannot rationally accept my reasoning processes. What evolution underwrites is only at most that our behavior is reasonably adaptive to the circumstances in which our ancestors found themselves, and therefore it doesn't guarantee true or mostly true beliefs. Our beliefs might be true, but there's no reason to think they would be, because natural selection is not interested in truth, but in appropriate behavior for survival. See, evolution without God gives us reason to doubt two things. A, that the purpose of our cognitive systems is that of serving us with true beliefs, and B, that they do, in fact, furnish us with mostly true beliefs. If you don't believe me, atheist philosophers agree with what I'm saying. Nietzsche, Nagel, Stroud, Churchland, and Darwin, all non-theists, concur that naturalist evolution gives every reason to doubt that human cognitive faculties produced for the most part true beliefs. Thomas Nagel said, quote, "If we came to believe that our capacity for objective theory, in other words, true beliefs, were the product of natural selection, that would warrant serious skepticism about its results," unquote. Barry Stroud wrote, quote, "There is an embarrassing absurdity in naturalism that is revealed as soon as the naturalist reflects and acknowledges that he believes his naturalistic theory of the world. I mean, he cannot say it and consistently regard it as true," close quote. Patricia Churchland, quote, "Boiled down to the essentials, a nervous system enables the organism to succeed in the 4 F's: feeding, fleeing, fighting, and reproduction. The principal chore of nervous systems is to get the body parts where they should be in order that the organism may survive. Improvements in sensory motor control confer an evolutionary advantage. A fancier style of representing is advantageous as long as it is geared to the organism's way of life and enhances the organism's chances of survival. Truth, whatever that is, definitely takes the hindmost," unquote. Charles Darwin, quote, "With me, the horrid doubt always arises whether the conviction of man's mind, which has been developed from the mind of lower animals, are of any value or at all trustworthy. Would anyone trust in the convictions of a monkey's mind if there are any convictions in such a mind?" Unquote. Nietzsche, quote, "Only if we assume a God who is morally our like can truth and the search for truth be at all something meaningful and promising of success. This God left aside, the question is permitted whether being deceived is not one of the conditions of life." Unquote. In other words, the biological and chemical processes of the brain by themselves give every reason to doubt that human cognitive faculties produce, for the most part, true beliefs. Any atheist who believes there is such a thing as truth borrows that idea from Christianity, but the atheist has no grounds to stand on. Well, what about purpose? Again, an evolutionary naturalist has to borrow notions of purpose from Christianity as well. Nature is concerned with cause and effect. In naturalism, cause and effect is the only constant. In evolutionary naturalism, there is only natural selection, where there is not really purpose, and mutation where there is no purpose. These processes are not totally random, for sure, but by the same token, you can't derive purpose from biology. Evolution, true, is highly organized. It's not random in any sense. It's not neutral, but it's not determined either. But to have true purpose, there has to be personal intent. The fact is, in evolutionary naturalism, science can give only a partial explanation regarding to purpose. In theism and Christianity, there is sufficiency of explanation. The bottom line is that truth and purpose belong to and are justified in a theistic system like Christianity. Without Christianity, searching for the truth and assuming purpose are tentative at best and are more accurately described as atheism borrowing Christian ideas to explain science without God, and therefore it's a self-defeating position. Let's talk about it.